Hi guys and welcome to Football Manager 2018. It's our first episode proper with Ajax, our youth challenge. I'm a little excited, a little nervous about how this is going to go. We are away in Turkey against Basaksehir. We're against a Turkish team of some description. They're 5-4 favourites. We are 7-4 underdogs for this one. Gail Clichy doubtful for them, and Sheju out with a broken ankle. So, our team here, I picked most of the side, but we're obviously having to make a couple of changes. De Jong is coming out of the squad. Siem de Jong, that is, and Frankie de Jong will come in to replace him. We're going to have to train Frankie de Jong how to be an attacking midfielder if he's going to fit in that slot. And Savastano, unfortunately, not able to play, so Mitchell Dykes will come in. So a couple of them, as you might have noticed, are the youngsters that we're going to be using. Benjamin Van Leer comes in. This Zifweek guy is one of the youngsters as well, as is Karl Eating, one of the youngsters who came up from the Jong side. Sinkgraven can get a place on the bench, as can... It's quite difficult to decide who to select. Kluivert, I suppose, Neres and Huntelaar. Just picking a lot of random players at the moment. We're trying to get some youngsters in the squad already. I mean, we've got Delight there, obviously. Bakboord is playing at the right wing back position there. Frankie de Jong's there as well. But obviously we can't just throw a whole horde of youngsters in from the Jong side and hope to have any success. We're going to have to gradually move towards our ultimate goal of only having youth academy players playing for Ajax, but we're going to have to, as I say, do it slowly. We're up against a 4-4-1-1 at the moment. Big Emmanuel Adebayor up top and Elguero Alaya on the left. Gail Clichy is actually playing as well, so we'll see how this squad how much are they paying these guys actually? Adebayor's getting 91k, Gail Clichy is getting 61k, and Elia is getting 26. Relatively modest wage for him, but how the hell Adebayor's demanding 91k at his age, I don't know. As always, we're not going to take any press conferences or any of that nonsense. We're just going to encourage the boys, as we usually do. We'll be watching key highlights only. We won't be having any replays, and in between highlights we'll be going to the fastest match speed. So here we go, we're kicking off. Dolberg back to Delight and Ziyech now. A very different formation than what we're playing in most of our playthroughs. We usually go with some kind of 4-2-3-1 looking type thing, maybe slightly altered a bit, but today we're going very, very different, of course. We want to watch their formation up here. Down below we usually have latest scores or something on the go. So the opening 5 minutes, it's still nothing each. I suppose that's positive in this away tie. Try to qualify, of course, for the Champions League group stage. That goes back to Nekat. It'd be interesting to see how the squad gets on here. I'm not entirely sure how good the squad really is. I haven't played Ajax or seen a lot of them in this Football Manager 18. Used them last year and they were an excellent project. But it is in now for Emmanuel Adebayor. Races clear of the defence. Has a shot just over the bar, thankfully. It's an early warning from big Manu Adebayor that he's still got some legs at his age. We're around about that 70% possession mark though, so we are controlling the ball, as is the purpose of this formation. That is good news at least. Not created anything, 10 shots and none of them hitting the target. Not a great statistic. But if we get out of here with a 0-0, it's probably a good result. Take them back to Amsterdam, beat them there. And Bakboord playing well. Man who we've brought up from the Jong side. And it'll be 0-0 half time, won't it? Well indeed, 12 shots to their 2, so we are dominating the game with this formation. Pleased with how things are going. Make a sub or two. We'll bring on Kluivert. We'll bring him on for Frankie de Jong. We're actually going to teach Kluivert to be... No, not offer a new contract. Shit, he's going to expect a new contract now. Kluivert development is what we were going to look at. Attacking midfielder is what we want him to be able to play as. He's obviously mainly going to like to play as a winger, Justin Kluivert. Unfortunately, we're not going to be playing any wingers. We're getting the width out of our fullbacks, so he needs to learn how to play more central. There's going to be a lot of development ahead for these youngsters. Ziyech lines up a free kick. He's got men on the edge of the box. He plays it back to the defender, Wobar, who's put it off the bar and over the bar. Onana now with free kick. He goes long, surprises me. I expect him to pass short. I'll need to tell him, instruct him to pass short in the future. Van de Beek Bakboord can move it quickly. Nice ball into Ziyech, into Shona. Lasse Shona goes back the way to Wober. He's got the overlap. There you go on the left hand side. A good ball. Mitchell Dykes flicks it with his header. It's too easy though. Berke to the cat playing it long. Can Dykes intercept? Didi cannot. Adebayor picking it up now. A rare foray forward. Adebayor switches the play, and there's a chance here for Elia to get forward. Playing it to Clichy. Dinks it in. Oh, it's a terrible bit of positioning. Sinan squares. Adebayor attacks. Onana saves, but 46-year-old Emmanuel Adebayor scores the goal, and we're behind 1-0 in our very first game. 16 shots. 17 shots now to their 4, and we still haven't managed the goal. That's pretty poor statistics there. Bakboord is actually playing really well. He has a 7. He's the highest rated player on our side, the youngster. 21 shots to 5 now. That is incredible. But 6/7 of our shots have been off target. Mehmet playing it forward, and there's a chance here for them. Berke out on the right hand side to whip it in for the big man. He whips it in. It should be easy for Onana. It is indeed. Rises above Adebayor. Right, let's get the ball going here. Throws it out to Wober. That's a good ball. Takes it down nicely, the young man at the back. Right, through the middle. There we go. Lasse Shona to Ziyech. Can hit Dolberg, you'd think. There's a gap through to Dolberg. He doesn't. He goes to Kluivert. Right, come on, work it. Kluivert now. Dolberg. There you go. Nice touch. Holds it. Shoots, and Kasper Dolberg with the assist. With the goal. Kluivert with the assist. And we are level 1-1. Statistically, I've been very pleased with how it's went today. We'll go with Karel Eating coming on for Joke Veltman. And I'm going to bring David Neres on for Kasper Dolberg. What is Neres? He's a false 9 mostly when he plays as a striker. Okay, let's throw him in there. A lot of the players in the squad, like Neres for example, are just going to have to be moved out. But we need to give them some game time in order to attract clubs to them. Oh, come on. How does he hold that up past about 5 of us? Adebayor's ball's terrible. Bakboord gets it quickly over the top. David Neres, can he score the winner? Neres is in. He shoots. That's a great save by the goalkeeper. Volkan with an amazing stop. Should be 2-1 Ajax, but it was a good save by Volkan. Ziyech's ball in away by Manu at the back. Get another bite at it. Ziyech puts it in again, and it's easy away again for Berke this time. It looks like we're playing out a 1-1 here. Yep, we have robbed it back, but still 1-1. And we're just going to probably see out the game now. 4 minutes added on time. 40 seconds left to maybe pinch it. Ziyech, nice flick. Dykes into Lasse Shona, tees up Van de Beek, who has a shot from the edge of the box, hits the bar. Mustafa away, and Yavuz completes the clearance. But that was a good chance actually there at the end. Donny Van de Beek almost scores, but it looks like it will be a 1-1 draw here in Turkey. Not a bad result for us. And if we controlled the game this much here, think how well we'll do in Amsterdam, as Mitchell Dykes' cross goes right to Volkan, the goalkeeper. And you have to say we could have won this. We've had chances. You know, the keeper obviously made an excellent save from David Neres with the chance there for Van de Beek hitting the frame of the goal. So we've done well today. A 1-1 draw, not bad at all. Bakboord, of course, he's actually man of the match. Bakboord there with an 8.7. I'm happy with what I saw out there. We weren't favourites and we came here and we played really well. We'll tell the boys we were happy with that, absolutely. Ajax fail to make chances pay, but Bakboord makes professional debut and gets man of the match in the Champions League. What can you say about that? A man who apparently is mostly a central defender, which, by the way, we're gonna use him as a wing back. He's got some pretty good stats. He's got 11 for dribbling. I'm not going to waste that on a centre back. Although what we do need to do now, go into tactics, we need to look at Onana. Dribble more risky passes, but generally speaking we want him to roll it out. so he knows that. So he'll know, shouldn't anyway, kick it long too often. And there's a lot of teams actually interested in Ziyech and Dolberg. I would obviously sell if we get a good fee for them. They are two of the boys who aren't Ajax Academy lads. So if they were to go, then, you know, they were to go. I'm not going to sell them at a cut price, by the way. There's obviously the temptation because of this sort of gimmick, if you'd like, that we've got going on in this. Say there's the temptation to just go through and punt everybody for as cheap as you possibly can. We're not going to do that. A couple of players, for example, Lasse de Jong needs to go as well. Lasse Shoni needs to go as well. I was just thinking about Siem de Jong there. Siem de Jong came through at De Graafschap, so he ultimately has to go. There's a lot of these players that have to go. Andre Onana came from Barcelona, so he has to go. You know, there's so many of them that need to go. Frankie de Jong is actually from Willem II, so ultimately he'll have to go. Donny van de Beek is an Ajax Academy boy, he'll stay. De Ligt is as well, of course. Joel Veltman can stay as well, one of the senior players that's an Ajax Academy boy. Wober was bought recently, so he'll need to go. Mitchell Dykes comes from Ajax, so he can stay. Ziyech, of course, is from Heerenveen, so he has to go ultimately. So basically the whole team has to go. Dolberg is, of course, from Silkeborg. Zifwijk and Eating are from here. Daily Sink Graven is from Heerenveen, so ultimately has to go. Justin Kluivert, of course, is from Ajax. He stays. David Neres was signed from Sporting in Brazil. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar is, of course, a De Graafschap boy as well. So most of the team pretty much have to go. Vaclav Cherny came from Pribram, so ultimately has to go. Just so many of them. Nick Viergever came from Sparta. Kaiser Huis is from Ajax, which is good. We're just going to run through all these guys, see where they come from. Dennis Johnson, of course, comes from Norway. Savastano is from Ajax, so he can play a part. Kaiser Huis, we did look at him a second ago, yep. Dennis Johnson's there too. Orejuela comes from Deportivo Cali, so he ultimately needs to go. Matteo Casiera, Deportivo Cali, needs to go. And Ahmed Yunus, of course, came from Gladbach. So basically what we've seen there is almost the entire first team squad has to go in the end to be replaced by academy boys. Obviously we can't do that in one fell swoop or we'll just get battered in every competition. There's no point in doing that. And even, by the way, to keep the integrity of this, even the boys who came from other countries really need to go. I mean, if we look here, we look at Shea Nunnally. He comes from Ajax, he's fine. I'm sure there's one that doesn't. Gino Decker does. Victor Jensen. See there, Victor Jensen comes from Copenhagen. Paid 3.1 million, but ultimately we're not going to be able to use him in this Youth Academy Challenge. Jurgen Ekkelenkamp does come from Ajax, so he's fine. This Finnish boy comes from Finland, so even the players in our youth team are not all eligible to play going forward. Boy Kemper, the centre-back, signs a contract. He looks okay. Could ultimately come into the squad. I think, though, what we need to look at is getting some of these boys out as soon as possible. So if we've no had bids as we go deeper into the window, then we'll have to offer some guys out in order to sell them, to promote some guys. We'll do some of that next episode, actually. Yeah, we will be working on attack and movement. We'll actually go into our training here. Team training. Main focus is going to be on attacking. Intensity level will be high. More match training. Match preparation, yeah, match tactics we want to train mostly at the minute. And we'll be training attacking movement for pretty much every game we play. Unless obviously we get into that Champions League group stage. Then we'll be up against some real serious teams. And I expect to get absolutely trashed by most of them. We've got a good young setup here, but ultimately, especially if we sell some of those higher quality players, some of the more senior players like Ziyech and Dolberg, then we'll be in real trouble coming up against the Barca's or Man United's or what have you. But obviously we need to get through the Turks first and foremost. We do have the away goals advantage over them at the moment, but if they do come here, get the early goal, all of a sudden we're in trouble chasing the game. So we do have to make sure we put in a good performance. Ziyech can play, Serhuis can't, De Jong can, but I think we'll just go with the same lineup, you know. What about Zifweek? Will we play him? Actually, he's quite a big boy. You can tackle, he can mark. Do you know what? He's kind of going to be the opposite, I think, of Bakboord. He's mainly a right back. We're actually going to use him at centre back. We'll bring him in for Wober. Wober being the only player in that back line who can't actually play. Wober, the only boy who's not actually came through at Ajax. Zifweek here has come through at Ajax, as has Delight, as did Veltman. Other than that, it will be the exact same lineup. We'll just see how we get on. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 this time, a lot more aggressive from them. It's a bit weird, they've kind of done it back to front. They should have been playing 4-2-3-1 at home and then came here with a 4-4-1-1. Nonetheless, maybe they've seen something in that first game where they think they can get at us. Packed stadium though, unlike what they had in Turkey. And we're bossing possession as we did out there as well. We're about that 60% possession mark in the opening 10 minutes. Doing well. And now here's Delight with a free kick. Moves it to Mitchell Dykes. Plays it inside to Ziyech. And show your quality, son. Just roll it round. There you go. Shone. Ziyech. Reverses it to Mitchell Dykes. Does he have a low cross here? Should be a finish. He whips it in. It's easily headed away though. But it will be picked up. Bakboord. Van de Beek. Can he smash one? He goes to Mitchell Dykes. Acres of space. Oof. He puts it almost through the goalkeeper there. Mitchell Dykes. What a venomous hit. And it's 1-0 Ajax in the opening 18 minutes. Good start. Exactly the kind of thing we needed. As Berke throws it into Tariq, I believe that would be. A nice flick from him. Napoleone. Berke. Napoleone's free again. Finds him. They're a pretty dynamic squad, this lot though. They don't need much of the ball to hurt you. It's in. It's Adebayor. It's easy for Onana, and Zifweek will clear it up for him. He made a bit of a meal of that, Onana, but nonetheless, well done Zifweek to clear the lines. Still 1-0 to Ajax. Boss in possession, playing football the correct way, of course. Short passing game. Mehmet Temizdemir in the book for them. They've made 9 fouls to just our 3. It looks like we'll be going in at half-time with that 1-goal lead. Exactly what we need. It is indeed half-time. It's 1-0 thanks to the fullback, Mitchell Dykes. And do we bring anyone on? Let's bring on young Kluivert, and we'll bring him on again for Frenkie de Jong. And we will go with Karel Eating. He will come in for Ziyech, would you believe? Karel Eating, who can actually play as an advanced playmaker. Does he have the chops for that? Passing 13, technique 14, vision 13, first touch. Yeah, do you know what? He's not bad actually as an advanced playmaker. He could perhaps take up that mantle should Ziyech leave. Let's train him in that position so it is his most comfortable. Dolberg to Eating to Van de Beek. Hopefully introducing these youngsters in this game isn't going to cost us. Obviously an important role in the middle of the park there for Eating and for Kluivert for that matter. They've done well though so far, the young boys. Shoney whips it to the edge of the box. Van de Beek helps her on. Dolberg, touch, shot. Veltman tries to deflect it in, I think, but he is offside as he makes contact. And it's a free kick to Basaksehir. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but there you go. Onana goes long. Oh no, not what fact, that was short even, we're just playing that high. Veltman, Van de Beek. Good ball to Dolberg. He's got support with him as well, Lassashone. Out wide to Mitchell Dykes, a goal scorer. Angles it in, Dolberg attacks, but it's well over the bar. And with 20 minutes left, we're just going to tell the guys to concentrate just now. 1-0, of course, is enough, but if they were to grab a goal back, then it will go to extra time. In the last 10 minutes or so, we will bring on Neres for Dolberg. He can play as a false 9 in there. Just try to get him in the short window, basically, David Neres. We don't want to punt him immediately without him playing some game time, and it should be over now. 20 seconds left. We have a corner, header away. Neres will pick it up, and we can just hang on to possession for the last 15 minutes. You'd think. 15 seconds. Van de Beek to Eating. Loses it though, it is cleared long, picked up by Dykes again. 5 seconds, out to Bakboord. One ref, blow the whistle. There it is, 1-0. Easy as you'd like. Man of the match for the goal scorer, Mitchell Dykes. What did he get as well? He got an 8.1, not a bad rating. And that puts us through in the Champions League to the next qualifying stage, where of course we will be playing, I'll tell you in a moment, Champions League best placed playoff draw. So we could come up against some real stinkers here actually. I think we can meet like, let's say we can meet like Arsenal or something in this as well, Spurs, so there we go. We've been seeded for the draw actually. Who can we get? We can get CSKA, Sporting Lisbon, Hoffenheim, Club Brugge and Young Boys. You want to avoid CSKA and Sporting there really. So Sevilla will play Hoffenheim. Sporting Lisbon will play Ajax, of course. One of the teams we didn't want to get, so of course we're going to get them. We'll play them on the 15th of August. We actually have Heracles away on the 12th of August. Our schedule is pretty packed. Heracles in the Eredivisie on the 12th. Then Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League on the 15th, Groningen on the 19th, and then Sporting Lisbon again on the 23rd, and then VVV Venlo on the 27th. So we've got a jam-packed schedule coming up. As I say, in the next episode, we're going to take a look actually at the process of moving out some of the players and getting some youngsters, identifying some youngsters we can actually promote to play a part in the squad just now, and then moving out the players that they're essentially going to replace. So have a look at that next time, as well as playing the Heracles game, possibly Sporting Lisbon 2 next time, but you know, we'll see when we come back how long it takes to move some players about. So, hope you've liked this episode 1 proper in the Ajax series. Going to be bringing through a lot of these youngsters as we continue playing, but obviously at the moment it's just about trying to get that balance. So if you've liked the video, please drop down below and leave a like, and of course if you want to follow the series as these youngsters develop, you can subscribe. Mostly I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.